Hello. In this video, we're going to go through learning target 132, which is to be able to write and graph a linear function by calculating the slope and the y-intercept. So to be able to write equations, you need to do three things. You need to find m, you need to find b, and you need to write y equals mx plus b. Now, depending on what information you're given, finding m and finding b might look a little different, but those are what you need to find to be able to write your equation. So depending on your info, you have two choices for how to find m. You can do rise over run, if you have a graph, or you can do the slope formula. You also have two choices for how to find b. You can use the graph, if you have one, and if you don't, you can use your equation y equals mx plus b. So pause it if you need to finish these notes, because we're going to go through an example. So this is kind of a broad representation of what you could be given and asked to write the equation for. So a graph is what we did in learning target 131. So you took your graph and then you wrote an equation. So this one should be review. We can just find our b, count our m, and we can write our equation. For these other representations, you're going to have to do a little bit more work because you don't have a graph. So you can't just count rise over run for your slope. You can't just identify b. So to do that, you're going to use your slope formula. And I'm actually going to change these numbers really quick. So I'm going to change this -2 to a -3. And this -1 to a -2. And we can label our points x1, y1, and x2, y2, so that we can go ahead and plug them into our slope formula. So this is what you should get in your slope formula. And then I can go ahead and simplify across. So 9 minus -3 is 12. -2 minus 4 is -6, which gives me -2. This is my m. So I found m, and now I need to find b. And I can either find b from the graph, or I can use the equation. Since I don't have a graph, I'm going to use the equation y equals mx plus b. And I have my m here that I'm going to plug in. And my x and my y are going to come from one of these points. You can choose this point or this one. You'll get the same answer either way. So I'm going to plug in my y value is -3. My m is -2. X is 4. And then I'm trying to find my b value. And then I could go ahead and simplify this. So I'm going to multiply these two numbers to get -8. add 8 to both sides to get my answer. So I have my M, I have my B, and that's all I need to write my equation. Beautiful. So that's the process if you don't have a graph. And I'm not going to go through the entire table example because it's exactly the same as this. You just can choose whatever 2 points you want. So I personally would use this one and this one. And then you would follow the exact same process. Wonderful. I hope this helped.